Hey man, why don't you pass the bong, bro? Pass that joint, man. We're in Colorado, bro. It don't matter. It's all legal anyways. Hello, everyone. James Wilson here. And today we're going to talk about Colorado. Um, Joe Biden won Colorado significantly by, I would say, about 13.5 points. A little surprised of how it trended to the left heavily. I figured it probably would trend to the left, but not quite as much. It trended to the left by about 8.3 percentage points. And maybe more like 9 or 10 percentage points. It trended to the left heavily. So, and in the voting, when you look at the actual voting, the percent votes increases at a 16 and the population increases at an 8. They already mail in their ballots anyways. So, as I said in another video, it's expected the percentage of vote increase to be at a higher number because they've been, voting by mail. And so anyways, one thing I do want to talk about is when did Colorado decide to vote by mail? By mail. And let's pull this up real quick here. Oh, this is 2013. So it looks like it's around 2012 or 2013 when they decided to vote by mail. Well, Republicans haven't won there since 2004. And so I thought that was very interesting. It's still moving to the left heavily. Why? Because of younger voters, mainly. And, they like their weed. They want it legalized. And, as far as economics and stuff like that, they're more liberal as far as that's concerned. A lot of them don't even know really what's going on. They haven't had a tax increase. So these people in these suburbs have a tax increase and something, then they may switch their vote. And that could happen, possibly could happen. So, all right, so going back to the numbers, I have the numbers here. And so, when you look at these numbers, there's a huge variance here. When you look at the 2016 versus 2020, I mean, it just trended to the left heavily. I don't know if I believe all those numbers, but I know a lot of people moved to Colorado. But they vote entirely by mail. The Democrats gained 361,710 overall. And when you look at the counties, Denver, the city of Denver, when you look at this is huge right here. 142,000. They almost doubled the vote, folks. The liberals did in Denver. Just a lot of young people, and who knows? I mean, I don't know if I necessarily believe those numbers. I don't believe a lot of numbers. I mean, these are just so high. Conservatives, it also increased as well, almost double too. So, just seems like a lot of people decided to vote. Difference is Democrats won 113,714. That's in Denver. Colorado Springs, which is the second largest city in Colorado, it trended to the left, but still, I mean, Democrats gained as well, but Trump still held the lead here, 202,828 to 161,941. There's a difference here. Democrats definitely gained, and they may actually take over the entire city pretty soon. That's what they typically like to do. Boulder County in 2016, when you look at these numbers here, Democrats definitely gained, and it definitely trended that way. Um, Trump didn't gain a whole lot of votes. This is an extremely liberal area. As I said, these people probably really don't know what's going on. They haven't seen a tax increase, so it'd be nice to see if these rich people that vote Democrat see a tax increase, if that's going to affect the way they vote, because a lot of these counties they got money up here. Arapahoe County, when you look at it, this is the south side of Denver. Lots of there's a lot of nice areas here. Conservatives gained a little bit, the liberals gained a lot more. When you look at it, the difference is 47,557 in the difference. So the Democrats definitely gain. In Pueblo County, which is more of a working class county, you would think that Trump would do better than Joe Biden compared to Hillary Clinton, because they should have came out to vote, even though it's by mail. But when you look at it, it was neck and neck, and it was still pretty much neck and neck here. A lot more voting for Biden as well, and the difference, the difference is right here, 1,719. So not much of a difference here, but I would have liked to see this flip, because this is more of a working class area, and I would assume that maybe Trump would win that county, but he didn't. So, what's going on here? Is Joe Biden going to have a tax increase? When you look at Boulder County, I mean, that's in the mountains. That's a beautiful area, and a lot of rich people up there, and they want to vote Democrat. And so, Democrats want to give all this stuff away to all these people. I mean, what goes up must come down. What comes down goes up. So if you give minimum wage, if you increase minimum wage, I know Colorado has a minimum wage already that's very, very high. I mean, the cost of living has increased dramatically, and they're being, invaded by the Democrats. Whenever you have an area where the minimum wage is extremely high, the cost of living is extremely high. Honestly, it doesn't matter if you're a McDonald's worker. McDonald's worker is going to get paid the lowest wages, period. So it doesn't matter if it's $7.25 an hour or $15 an hour, folks, because what's going to happen is that inflation's going to go up massively, and the middle class is going to be squeezed more because they have to pay more for products and services. And I just don't think the people understand. I don't think they understand common economics. When you vote for a candidate, when you vote for a party that wants to increase minimum wage, over double it, the federal minimum wage, it's really going to hurt a lot of areas, because the companies are going to force to increase double their prices, and people are not going to want to buy from those businesses anymore, or buy little, and it's just going to cause everything to go up, and I'm going to be squeezed out, and so that's the problem with increasing minimum wage. And they want to I know I'm supposed to talk about Colorado, but I'm pretty much done with it. I mean, there's a lot of rich areas in Colorado that vote Democrat, and I just don't think they understand. They think they know everything, okay, but they really don't. Pueblo, working class, there's a lot of poor down there. If they vote Democrat, I'd understand a little bit more. But when you have these rich people that vote Democrat, that's just stupid. I mean, they think they're smart, and maybe they're smart in some areas, but they're not very bright when it comes to taxes. And I know Joe Biden promised he wasn't going to raise taxes unless you're filthy rich, but when you want to have all these programs, where's the money going to come from, And it's looking pretty dreary. So anyways, let me know what you think. As far as the numbers, I mean, they've always voted by mail. I never really expected Trump to win the state. So like and subscribe to my channel. Any comments would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.